Hey, my name is Miss Adams. I'm teaching pre-calculus this semester, and welcome to our virtual open house. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet, but cover some necessary information. So my name is Miss Adams. I've been teaching, this is my 8th year in the Fort Mill School District. I absolutely love my job. Outside of school, I help run the Student Council and Copperheads for Christ Club. I like to run and hang out with my friends, lots of outdoor things. So there's a little bit about me. As far as the class goes, hopefully you've seen a copy of the syllabus. It's on our Google Classroom, and all the students have a paper copy that you can look at. Probably the main things that you would be interested in would be our grading policies. For all honors math classes at Catawba Ridge, we have a 60% test, 30% quizzes, 10% homework breakdown for each 6 weeks. And that's mainly so that the 10% is a very small completion homework category, and then 90% are tests and quizzes where it's based on accuracy, because we want to show that the students actually know what we're teaching them. And then with that, there is a corrections policy that you should be aware of. If a student makes less than a 60% on any test, then the student has the opportunity to make test corrections for half points back up to a 60. And that I leave up to the students. So I'll give them the test back, let them know you have the opportunity to do corrections on this, and then leave it in the student's court as far as coming to me and saying, hey, Miss Adams, I'd really like to take you up on that opportunity. When would be a good time for me to come in? And then we can schedule something, get something on the books for that. So I wanted you to be aware of those two things. I also put a supply list on the syllabus, but I want you to hear me say that is not all required. We have things here that we can use. The students are able to use them anytime they want while they're in my classroom. We are being careful about sanitizing and not sharing. So if you can afford to purchase the things on that list, that would be really helpful. But again, I don't mind sanitizing, quarantining, whatever we need to do so that your students have the supplies they need. Probably the biggest thing on everybody's mind with supplies in our class would be calculators. TI 83 or 84 is recommended, but I honestly would only purchase that if your student is going to go into a math field. So if they're going into AP Calculus, AP Statistics, a math-based career, then I would invest that money. If not, that's $120 you don't need to spend because we have them here. And there's virtual online options that I can show your students too. So those are the main things. I do allow students to bring devices in because we use those for a lot of our activities, whether that's a tablet, a phone, a laptop, a Chromebook, anything like that. So they are allowed to bring those with your permission, of course. And we use them for educational purposes. But again, don't hear me say go buy those. That's not an expense that's required. Just something if they don't want to use the Chromebooks and things we have here. And then as far as extra help goes, I'm available during our class time for warm-ups and individual work time, which happens frequently. And if that doesn't work, we can schedule something during a lunch one day or before or after school. I'm asking students to schedule those ahead of time so that we can set up a Google Meet or find a day that I don't have lunch duty or a meeting during lunch, just so that we can keep things moving. But I am available. So I want you to hear that. I'm not going to leave your student out in the cold. And with that extra help, I mentioned we'd have time in class. The main reason is because we're doing a flipped classroom this year, at least for the first couple chapters to see how it goes. And what that means is you'll see your students watching videos and taking notes at home. And then in class, we're going to do some activities, practice problems, labs, hands-on things. The idea was to maximize our class time with me to help answer questions, go over any struggle areas, and do those fun activities that are a little bit more engaging in class, and then do the notes part at home. That way, in class, they're not listening to me talk and jotting notes down for 90 minutes, because that can be a really long class period. So that's the idea behind a flipped classroom. I told the students the first day, you are not teaching yourself pre-calculus. Please don't think that. I'm still your teacher. I'm doing the videos, notes, examples, helping, answering questions, all of the normal things that I would be doing. So I wanted you guys to hear that from me. And with all of this, I am asking you guys to extend us teachers a little bit of grace. We're figuring this out as we're building the plane. So there is a little bit of grace that I would ask you to extend to us. And on the same note, I hope you'll see that we're extending grace to you guys in this rather odd year. I'm sure you've heard lots about our odd year. But anyway, so I wanted you to hear a little bit about me, a little bit about our class. If you have any questions, comments, concerns at all, I would love to hear from you. Email is the best way to get in contact with me, but if you would like to set up a phone call or conference on Google Meet, then just let me know and we can set something up. I'm looking forward to getting to know your students more as the semester goes. I'll tell you now, it's been a really great start, especially with so much change this year. The students have done an amazing job of jumping in with good attitudes, doing their work. I've been really impressed with their engagement. So I'm looking forward to the rest of the semester with them, and hopefully we'll get to meet you guys as well at some point.